That, you know, we'd appreciate it if you went over there into this spot over there.
That's for my, this is small device, it's not in a tripod.
Still the same place. Still the same place if you're going to use
She's not blocking anybody.
Right.
It's still the same place. They're working that out with the ACLU, but until that's worked out, we ask that you please go over there. If you're going to use that, please go over there.
It cannot, the voice cannot be picked up from far away.
We can't help that. We can't help that. We just ask that you please cooperate and go over there.
That's too far over, you can't get him.
That's the designated place, and she knew that when she came here from the last meeting, and we just don't want any
We had the
problems.
same camera, this particular camera right here
Well,
last
then if you
meeting.
were using it last meeting,
Right.
I didn't recognize it, you should not.
There was 2 camera devices this size.
You should go over there where it's designated, please. Just ask that you please do that.
My son's about as bigger than I am.
Is he
Well,
really?
you gotta move over there, you see where it says audio and visitor seating area? Please, please.
I'm going, I have my tape recorder, I'll go
Please,
there.
please.
You stay there, because I have my hair.
The time being right, time is 6:05. This is the Blawnox agenda meeting for March the 8th. Okay.
Pledge allegiance.
No, not for agenda meeting. Pledge allegiance. Bill's sick.
This stupid weather got warm all of a sudden.
It is a kind of, yeah, you're right. Scott,
Yes, ma'am.
we'll start with you. Anything agenda-wise?
Just got 2 things. The annual fire department's fish fry will be Good Friday, April the 2nd, I believe. Very early this year. I don't have any information on pricing or so forth. Tommy White is senior's hand on that, so should have something by the regular meeting. And then Friday afternoon, the mayor and I attended the, I guess, county-wide emergency management meeting for the possibility of flooding in the Allegheny and the Mon Valleys. The big precautions were going out to the Mon Valley because it does flood a lot faster and a lot quicker. I know I learned a little bit of new information on how they consider snow and how they measure the, I guess, the water concentrate in snow. You could have 30 inches of snow, but if it's the light powdery stuff, and a bunch of things that these guys do, and they do one hell of a job. The Army Corps of Engineers, the National Weather Service, and so forth. But Tom and I are going to work on a little note to get out to the borough residents, mainly just the bottoms, 1st, 2nd Street, courts. Don't want to alarm anybody.
No.
It's just precautionary measures that we want to take to let them know that there is a possibility. And what they believe is there's 3 storms coming right now. Depending on how it hits and how it flies, we don't know. They don't, you know, the weather people. So we just want to let people know that, you know, there is a possibility. And the best thing that they said is happening right now, where it's nice during the day, it melts a little bit, get rid of a little bit of water, freezes again at night. And they hope this goes on for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, till the snow cap goes. But
When will you be getting this documentation out?
hopefully it'll be later this week. We'll get it together and get it out. But it's, you know, just
I suggest you ask the borough employees to just take the time there. I do maybe 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Street. You can't.
Yeah.
It's just a precautionary thing. People will know who live there whether they've been surprised.
Yeah, and I
Comparing
know
it to what 1996.
they're comparing this
Maybe,
to 96,
maybe.
the possibility of 1996. And I know from living down here, and Peggy may know, but I don't remember any water coming over. Even when Ivan was here, it was up even with the top of the bank, and Ivan was 4 inches of rain in about 2 hours, 3 hours. But
How about St. Charles Court? Has that area ever been?
I don't know since they redeveloped that, but I'll make sure the borough guys do take some things down there. I'll make a call to Jim Ferrier, who's the emergency management coordinator, and also the superintendent of police, to coordinate efforts down there, because half's O'Hara and half's ours. And I'll give them a little heads up what we're doing here, and we kind of work together. And I think the big topic lately has been Sharpsburg for
Yeah.
flooding, because they're sort of the test case. They kind of flood when the city does it 27 feet. They start taking on water. And Leo Rutsky's the chief of police and coordinator there. I talked to him a little bit Friday, told him, you know, providing Blawnox is okay, you know, you can call on us. And our boys did one heck of a job for them last year.
Who was that you talked to?
Leo Rutsky.
Yeah, I did too, before I left.
And I know our guys went down there and helped them out during, I think it was it I? No, it was that last big
Charlie?
rainstorm.
Charlie, maybe?
It was 2 years ago, when Main Street flooded out and the valley flooded. But I told them, as long as we're okay and we can spare the manpower and the people, that we're good to go. I know George's got the fire department up and ready. I believe they went out last Tuesday and got the pumps and the boats together. All the Swift Water team, they may get called out. But there again, George said as long as Blawnox is #1. But that's what we trained for. So that's where we're at.
All right, thanks, Scott. Denny?
Oh, I don't have anything to report because the way the weather is, nothing's been going on. The finishing touches for the new building down there, they can't do anything with that for a while, so we just have to put everything on hold for me till all the snow goes away, so that's all I can tell you.
Okay.
We have been getting the occasional renter already,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, we are good getting those rents. They're coming a little bit, but everybody's minds changed to something else for now.
Yeah.
Maybe in a couple of weeks, when all the snow's gone, things might change, so. That's all I can tell you, Deb.
All righty. Kate?
Yeah, I have just nothing, you know, a little bit of stuff. Several of the hearings are still, you know, pending, that I've been in constant contact with Dan. Couple places in the area that he's, you know, I'm in contact with him that we've gone through. It's starting to be nice in spring's getting out there, we'll be walking around and coming up with some, you know, anything, questions, comments about the, you know, anything going on in the area. I've had a lot of really good comments on, you know, the snow removal, that they've been having a lot of trouble. I see these notes in here, these are nice. That people are all saying that, you know, they did a great job in town, but as far as I'm concerned, we're gonna get out and walk around soon and come up with, you know, I had trouble with the garbage and I contacted them and I got that handled because they weren't picking up two of my, I found out earlier it was 2 people on my street after I spoke to Sherry. And they just, cars were in the way and couldn't see it over the snow mound, so. Find out it's easier if you just call them and tell them instead of trying to get a little upset with them. And they're very compassionate and came and picked stuff up right away, so.
They really do come
Yeah, they're very, I mean, I kind of got a little upset and I'm like, it's me, you know, and they, you know, he was very kind, so. If in doubt, you know, before you get upset, I called him and he fixed it, you know, not a problem. I just want to get out there and look around once the snow's gone. You know, Dan and I will get out there. Really, yeah, I know, there's really not, if we're supposed to be getting more snow, I hope not.
No.
Let's hope.
No.
But there were a lot of nice compliments for the borough guys, so that was a good note. Just still working it out, coming up with, anybody have any problems, come to me, call Sherry, Sherry will get to me. That's about it.
All righty. How about Tom?
I have a couple things. First of all, I want to reiterate what Scott says there, and this is not something that we want to do this very lightly, because they emphasize to us at the meeting that there are only 2 things that could lead to problems, and it's a combination of both things. The first thing is if we get warm weather for several days, straight days, warm weather, then the snows, especially in the mountain areas, that's where the concern is, because the snow will then melt and start through the creeks, start into the rivers, and that's when we could have our problem. That's the first thing that they're concerned about. The second thing they're concerned about is rain. Melting snow on top of rain could create some problems. So we just have to hope that, number one, it doesn't warm up too quickly. Number 2, if it rains in spurts and that doesn't keep going for a couple of days. So I don't think we've got problems here in the town, but you just never know. You just have to stay on top of it. But those poor buggers down, as Scott says, down in Millvale and Sharpsburg. they could have problems unless they did a job at Heritage Run when